90 people. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my friends all over the world. Thank you so much today for joining. I'm so excited, I'm so thrilled. At the same time, I'm very nervous as well because this is the first time I'm doing something like this. Oh my god, I'm already like shivering. But I think you guys are great. You're all my friends, and I hope you're there to support me. So I'm looking forward to it. So just to give you a quick background about myself, my name is Arshad Sayed and I am engineer by profession. Cooking is just my passion. I learned a lot through all my family members. My father, my uncles, they are chefs in renowned organizations. And moreover, on top of that, I learned a lot through all the chefs all over the world. Just by following their videos, it was just my passion, just to combine ingredients, just to like taste those ingredients, how they feel, how they smell, and it was totally phenomenal. It changed my life altogether. And I really cannot imagine my life without cooking food. It's so much for me, and it really gives me so much energy and so much passion. So first of all, hats off to all the chefs all over the world. You guys do really a great, phenomenal job. My deepest respect goes to all of you. So hats off. Thank you so much, all the chefs. So today, I am on the Amul India live show. And talking about Amul, Amul is in each and every family of our lives. And it also offers various products from not only shakes to also Amul ghee, to Amul Doodh, to also the cheese chiplets, to butter and khoya and lot of other ingredients. So I grew up tasting Amul butter, which is utterly delicious butter, and it was so great and so phenomenal. Thank you Amul for providing all these great products and great things. Today I am going to demonstrate a pineapple zarda. Okay, so people who do not know what is pineapple zarda, pineapple zarda is a combination of rice, sugar and milk and various nuts along with various food colorings to give a phenomenal experience, not only in terms of look but also in terms of taste. And so today I'm going to demonstrate this great pineapple zarda using various Amul ingredients like Amul ghee and Amul khoya and Amul milk. So with that, let's get into the recipe. So, my recipe will comprise of 5 different steps. The first step is the rice preparation. The second step is the pineapple preparation. As you know, like I'm using pineapples in this recipe, so that is the pineapple preparation. The third step is the material preparation, which is where I'm going to use lots of nuts. So I'm going to like show you how to fry the nuts. And step number 4 is the combination of all these ingredients together to bring this delicious dessert on the plate. And finally, the step number 5 is the plating. So as you know, not only the taste but how it looks also matters. First impression is last impression, and you want to give a phenomenal experience to not only your family members but also to your customers, to your neighbors, to your family. And so also we have like a lot of festive season coming up. You want to add that kind of nice atmosphere into your family wherein you plate this dish in front of everybody and everybody tastes it and they say wow, and then they really enjoy it. So with that, I'm actually going to show you the first step of the recipe. So let's come to the first step of the recipe. So the most important thing that I want to highlight here is the first step is the rice preparation. I want to make it very clear that the rice is the heart of the zarda. It is the heart of the zarda. A very well cooked rice, which is long, which is very flavorful, will not only give nice aroma, nice taste, but it also will look great. And so we want to make sure that we cook the rice in an appropriate fashion so as to give a phenomenal experience. Okay, so for the rice preparation today, I'm going to use the following ingredients. Now, I completely forgot to tell one specific thing. Usually the zarda recipe is comprised of lot of food colors. But today, I am not going to use any food colors. You know, food colors are not good for your health. And so today, instead of food colors, I'm going to use something which is very unique, which is basically a beetroot juice. What? Beetroot juice? This is a violet colored juice. How can you imagine a zarda with a beetroot juice? You will see it in a minute. So this is the first thing. I have used like almost 2 cups of beetroot juice here. Also, I'm going to use some ghee, which actually acts as like a lubricant to the rice, which keeps the rice nice and separated out. I'm also going to use some cardamoms to add some flavor. I'm also going to add some salt here, which actually enhances the taste. So these are some of the very simple ingredients. Also, I'm going to add a kevda essence. This can be easily, readily available in all the Indian grocery stores. A few drops of kevda will do magic to your recipe. I have already soaked 2 cups of rice, which is approximately 400 to 450 grams of rice in water. Very important, guys. You need to make sure that the rice is completely washed thoroughly so that you can start seeing this clear water on the top. As soon as the water is clear, you just put some water and soak it. Also, for soaking, it's very important that you soak for at least 30 minutes. If you want to soak for a longer duration, like an overnight soak, make sure that you change the water and then continue the soaking process. We will be also using water to boil our rice. So for every 1 cup of rice, we will be using 3 cups of water to boil our rice. Is that proportion in your brain? 1 cup rice and 3 cups of water to boil the rice. So today I'm taking 2 cups of rice. So you're going to use 6 cups of water. Okay? Is that set? Good to go? Perfect. Well, today, guys, we don't have a lot of time here. Okay, we are all on a very strict timeline. I want to wrap this up video very quickly so that I can take your questions. So in order to expedite the process, I have already added all these ingredients into the container and already started cooking the rice. Now you see how beautiful the color of the rice is. Look at this rice. Oh my God. Just amazing. Look at this. Look at each and every grain of the rice. And do you remember that violet color of beetroot? Did it show up here? No, right? This is the magic. See how beautiful. It's the beautiful color of the zarda. It's like made with natural ingredient, that is beetroot color. And see the quality of rice. Like it's all nice and very nicely grained. Now, very important, guys, what you want to remember is like you don't want to cook this rice completely. Neither you want to cook it half. You want to cook it just so that the rice starts breaking like this. So as you see, the long grain of rice is already started breaking like this. You see this? So very important, don't cook the rice too much, don't cook the rice too less. Just cook it like almost 75%, okay? So our rice is all good to go, and now I'm going to quickly strain this rice into a container. So for which I have already had this container with a strainer already assembled. I'm going to take this rice and pour this beautiful rice into a container. So you see, I'm pouring this rice here now. Look at the color of the rice and the aroma of the kevda essence. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe, like such a beautiful aroma and such a beautiful we don't want to like waste our rice. So we are going to actually take out all the rice just to make sure that we don't waste food here, right? We want to make sure we want to conserve food. So I almost took out each and every grain of the rice, and the rice is good to go. Perfect. So with that, our rice is now ready. So our heart of the recipe is ready. Okay, this is the heart of the recipe. So the second step of the recipe is the pineapple preparation. Remember, I told you first step was the rice preparation. Second one is the pineapple preparation. Now, in order to prep the pineapple, there is certain ways in which you need to process it. But first of all, guys, when you think about pineapple, what comes in your mind? I'll give a minute for you to think. Oh, well, a minute is too long. What comes to your mind? I think you must be thinking like pineapple. Oh my goodness, I can take an apple and just munch on it, or I can take a banana and eat it. But pineapple, oh my God, I need to peel it, and peeling is the most difficult task, which I'm pretty sure you guys are not going to do this zarda if I don't show you how to peel the pineapple. So step number 2 is the pineapple preparation. So for this, very important. This is the soul of the recipe. What is this? This is the soul of the recipe. This will give a nice aroma, nice flavor into the recipe. So this is the soul of the recipe. Few tips, guys. For using the pineapple, we need to make sure there are certain things that you need to remember. First step, pineapple. The choice of the pineapple. You see how this pineapple is nice and yellow colored? That is very important. You need a juicy pineapple. We don't want a bitter or like tangy pineapple. But again, guys, don't worry at all. If you have tangy pineapples, you can still go ahead and use it. You can still chop into small pieces and then just put some sugar and soak it overnight, and that should be good to go. But today we have a delicious looking sweet pineapple and we will be using this. So for this, also very important to keep in mind, guys, we need to keep our areas clean when we work on certain things. Okay, we need to make sure our areas look clean and tidy, because that actually also impacts your mood of cooking and how you cook and all that stuff. So today I have just assembled this very well. I have like put like nice plastic papers below my chopping board just so that the pineapple juices do not ooze out. I have put like this paper here wherein I'm going to like quickly peel the pineapple and put it inside. Okay, so let's begin the process. Now let's see. All the professional chefs out there, I know you have your unique way of cutting the pineapple by holding in the hand and cutting it in a specific way. But today, for a common person like me or a common people around the world, it's difficult. So today I'm going to just demonstrate a simple technique. Again, post in the comments if you did like this comment, if you did like this technique. If not, well, there is always a room for improvement. Okay, so with that, I will take my sword here. So this is like a small serrated knife, and let's see how soon I can cut this entire pineapple. I'm not going to demonstrate the entire process. I'm just going to peel it off and cut into small slices. So let's see how quickly I can do. On your mark, time set, go. See, I'm taking out all the skin here. It's very important that you have this kind of knife and then you just go it from top to bottom like this. So it's pretty easy, guys. It's not at all difficult. Also, you want to minimize the wastage of the pineapple as much as possible. But again, like if you're in great rush and if you're not professional chef, maybe this would be the best way to do it. See how easy the clutter goes into this bag, so you don't have to like completely like unwrap it. I have like some of the skin left over. I think I'm doing pretty good on time. I'm not trying to break a Guinness Book of World Record here, but I'm just trying to show you how to cut the pineapples. Okay, perfect. So then after that, you want to make like small slices like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just love the smell of the pineapples. Oh my goodness. They are like so refreshing, so nice, filled of so many vitamins, ingredients, nutrients and whatnot. So great. Now we have this pineapple here. I'm going to quickly show you like how to de-skin it. So like I already showed how to de-skin it. Now there are like all these small things over here, right? Which you don't want it to come in your mouth. So you can just use a small knife like this and then just quickly take this out. Okay? Very simple and very straightforward. Nothing really complex. And you can easily put this clutter all the way into your thing. So you can see like if there are small things left over like this, you can quickly take it out. But see, the pineapple is all gone. All those small things are gone. Okay? So now, see how I'm going to take out the center core of the pineapple. So like you want to make sure you don't want to use this core of the pineapple. Okay, so I took this core of the pineapple out. See the core, and I can see you from here. Can you see me now? Okay. Well, now we have the pineapple here. So now after that, I'm going to cut this pineapple into like small cubes. Very important thing, guys. We want to make sure that we want to cut the pineapples into small cubes. Okay, so small cubes. So I just cut like vertically and then like this. So you see how beautiful this is. So as you see, the chunks of the pineapples are like almost cut like this. Okay, so it's good to go. We can quickly put our pineapples here. I can continue doing this. I'll just show you one more very quick so that we can conserve our time here. But again, the same step, just cut the stem like this. Make sure that all these things are taken out. Okay, and then you basically take the center core. Basically, you hold the knife in a certain way and then just take this core out and just take this out from here and then just quickly cut this and then turn it like this. Do however you want, guys. Be free of mind. Don't even think about anything. Cooking is all about just enjoying it and doing it with passion. Okay, so these are all the pineapples, and you see all the pineapples will be slightly cooked like this. Okay, so this is the first step of our pineapple cooking, which is basically cutting into small pieces. I will not show everything else right now. Now the next thing is we are going to use Amul ghee for frying this pineapple. So I have taken like almost like 6 spoons of Amul ghee, almost like 200 grams of Amul ghee here for 400 grams of rice. And so today, in order to just expedite the process, I don't want to like show you how to fry the pineapples, otherwise you will think like, why the hell I'm here? Okay, so well, in order to just expedite the process, I have already started frying the pineapples here. So as you see, my pineapples are already frying here. Look at this, wow. The pineapples, so to this actually what I did was, I completely forgot to tell you something. Use a heavy bottom pan if you can. This is a heavy bottom pan, just to make sure that it actually helps in like not burning your ingredients. To this I added the Amul ghee. Remember I told you about the Amul ghee, 200 grams I added to this pan. And then to that I added this finely chopped pineapple cubes. Okay, so as you see, we don't want to fry these pineapples too much. We want to just fry it enough so that you can see, like, start seeing this golden brown color. Okay, I hope you can see the golden brown color of the pineapples. So delicious, right? Oh my god, it's so tempting. So our pineapples are almost like getting ready. In the meantime, while those are getting ready, they're almost done. But in the meantime, while they're getting ready, I want to quickly show you how to process the, how to go for the, So while our pineapples are getting done, we will actually talk about our step number 3, which is nuts processing. Okay, so for nuts processing, we actually remember, like as I mentioned to you, first thing, our first step was rice preparation, which is the heart of the recipe. Second step, which was our beautiful looking pineapples, which is the soul of the recipe. And our third step is the nut preparation, which I really call as the brain of the recipe. You eat more nuts, you become more intelligent. Not like me, but like, you know who. Okay, well, it was a bad joke here. Anyways, so for the nut preparation, I have used 3 different types of nuts. I have used cashew nuts, I have used pistachios, and I have used some almonds. Okay, now very important thing about the preparation of these nuts is, for the almonds are pretty hard and very difficult to cut. So what I did was, I actually boiled the almonds for some time and then took out the skin completely and then cut into small julienne. So this is how beautiful they look, the almonds. Second thing is the pistachios. Okay, so pistachios, I just learned this small tip from someone, that you store the pistachios in the freezer for some time, and once you take it out, then you chop into small juliennes, and this is how beautiful the slices look. See the pistachios, the green texture of the pistachio itself is so energizing to me. And then this is the nuts. So the nut, this is the cashew nut. So as you see, like cashew nut, just don't think much. You can just basically cut into small pieces and small chunks like that. Okay, so all our nuts are ready to go. You can actually add as much as you want. For nut preparation, you want to make it really royal, but at the same time, don't make it too royal that you can taste more nuts and less rice. So add it appropriately. For today's preparation, I'm using almost like 30 grams of cashew nuts, 30 grams of pistachios, and 30 grams of almonds. But you can use it, choice is yours. Don't limit yourself, guys. Just do what you like and what you like to taste and what you like to see. Okay, so let's see how our pineapples are doing. They are doing great. See, the color of the pineapples is almost good to go. So for that, today now I'm going to quickly take out these pineapples. Okay, so I'm going to take out the pineapples over here. So I want to make sure that I take out all the ghee from this pineapple. Isn't this looking great? Okay, perfect. So the pineapples are all good. I hope I'm doing good on time. Okay, let's see. I know, guys, it is only 30 minutes and I have to demonstrate in front of you. It's like giving a thesis defense in front of you. Oh my goodness. And that also, I am not a professional at all, so I'm really shivering here. You guys, all experienced chef all over the world, must be thinking, what the heck is this guy talking? But please post your comment in the bottom and let me know how it looks. Okay, so well, the pineapples are good to go. So I'll keep it aside here. Okay, so now very important, for the second step is our nut preparation. So we are going to reduce the flame to like low, because we don't want to burn our nuts. The nuts get cooked very easily. They actually get fried very easily. So in this pan, in the same pan now, which basically now all the juices of pineapples are extracted. Imagine like the ghee with the pineapple extract. Ooh, that's great. And in that, we are going to add our cashew nuts. We are going to add our pistachios, and we are also going to add our almonds. Okay, good to go. So the almonds, pistachios and nuts are getting completely cooked here. Okay, while this is getting like completely fried, it will take a minute. Let's not waste time. We are on a very tight schedule here. So let's go to the fourth step of our recipe. Okay, while these are getting cooked, we'll go to the fourth step of the recipe, which is the combination of all the ingredients. So while we are waiting for nuts to get fried, let's go through the fourth step. So before I talk about the fourth step, as I mentioned to you earlier, the first step is the heart of the recipe. The second step is the soul of the recipe. The third step is the, let me see if people can remember, brain of the recipe. You got it. And then the fourth step is the shape of the recipe. Now we are going to give the shape to it. Okay, we are going to give a form to it. And so for that, giving the form, we are actually going to use the following ingredients. Now, first of all, very important. This is what I wanted to quickly highlight. We are going to use the jaggery for our preparation today. Okay? We are going to use jaggery. Yes, you heard it right. We are not going to use sugar. We are going to use jaggery for our preparation. Now, guys, just to give you a quick overview, you can use any type of sugar. You can use regular sugar. You can use brown sugar. You can use agave syrup. But, you know, sugar is not good for your health. Okay? Could lead to a lot of medical issues, medical problems. And so we wanted to cook something which tastes delicious, which looks delicious, but which is also healthy. So today I'm using jaggery for my preparation. Jaggery not only gives you great sweetening properties, but also it has a lot of minerals and vitamins which actually enhances or actually balances your body. Okay, I'm not going to go too much in detail about the science of jaggery. You can research it online. But jaggery. Okay, so for 400 grams of rice, I'm going to use 400 grams of jaggery. Okay. And then I'm going to use the khoya powder. Now khoya is the rich milk based powder, and today as you see I have actually grounded this khoya powder into like fine powder like this. You see how this is this? And also for jaggery, you see like I have taken the chunks of jaggery and also ground into like fine powder. You see? It really helps in cooking process. Okay. And so for the khoya, I'm using almost 200 grams of khoya for 400 grams of rice. I'm also using some cardamom powder here. So the cardamom powder actually, this is the way in which I grind the cardamom powder. I take few cardamom pieces and put some sugar and grind in the mixer at a high speed, and you get this fine powder of cardamom. It just enhances the taste. Okay. Also to simmer and to like add more flavor into the recipe, I'm going to use some cloves here, 5 to 6 cloves, and then 2 to 3 cardamom, or 2 to 3 cinnamon. Okay, I'm getting confused between ingredients, but yeah, you get it. This is cinnamon, okay? So we're going to use 2 to 3 cinnamon. So this is again, guys, very optional. Like the cloves, the cinnamon is optional, okay? You can add it as needed. I just like it. It just gives a nice taste to the recipe, okay? Now, in order to further decorate our recipe like a bride, we are going to use some nicely looking tutti frutti. This is made up of pineapple, readily available in any Indian grocery store. And we are also going to further use some cherries. Wow, cherries. When I hear the name of cherries, it just gives me so many memories. As you see the cherries, usually cherries come in like individual pieces, but I cut into like half so that it's not like too much in your mouth. So like I cut these cherries into half. So like with all this cherries and tutti frutti, and then in terms of quantity, you can really take as much as you want. I took like almost 6 to 7 cherries cut into half. Few amount of like the tutti frutti, and then again 200 grams of khoya, 400 grams of jaggery, and then small amount of like the tempering agents. So let's look at how our nuts are doing. Well, our nuts are doing great. There is like already like a nice golden brown color to it. So I'm going to quickly take out the nuts and put it in this small bowl here. Okay. So you see how beautiful this looks. You don't want to like burn these nuts. Okay. If you burn these nuts, you will be eating charcoals inside your zarda, which you don't want to do it. So as you see, I'm actually taking this out and putting it here. Okay, good to go. and I can actually leave some of the nuts here. This is just for like external garnishing. So I'm just going to leave some nuts here for now, just to save time. So now guys, we have our, I'll just keep it aside. So we have our pineapple ready, we have our nuts ready, we have our delicious looking rice ready here. We have our delicious looking rice ready. So our pineapples are ready, nuts are ready, rice is ready, and all our combination agents are ready. So one important thing that I wanted to highlight here is that I'm using the same pot for not only like frying the pineapples, but also I'm actually trying to like use the same pot for making the final zarda, which is the fourth step, which is the combination step. So now we are going to combine all these great ingredients together to give a great looking recipe, which is not only delicious but also looks great. So to do that, we will actually add the rice to it. So for this, I'm going to add in the same pan, I'm going to like increase the flame to like medium and add the rice in the same container. You see how beautiful this rice looks? It's like individually grained rice, beautifully looking rice. Okay, so our rice is done. And I'm going to give a quick stir. So all the juices of the pineapple that came up in the ghee are completely in this particular zarda. You see how beautiful each and every grain of the rice is looking here? Wow! Amazing, right? Well, very important. We want to maintain the each and every grain of the rice, okay? We don't want to break it. So don't like mix it with a very like lot of large force. You just need to like treat it as a baby, okay? Like, oh, okay, like this. Perfect. So this is good. To this, we will actually now add our jaggery. So jaggery, I'm going to add it. Perfect. And then I'm going to like quickly mix this jaggery for some time. Okay, so just a quick stir like this. Just like a little bit up and down here and there. And then a little bit here. Good, good, good. Oh my goodness, I really cannot wait to taste this recipe. It looks so great. I don't know, I cannot really see your comments. My friend is shooting here, but I hope you guys are enjoying that. Okay, so our rice, like let it quickly like simmer in the jaggery for some time. So I'm going to like quickly cover this recipe for some time and let it simmer. Okay. So guys, very important to remember, like today I have used some very healthy ingredients like beetroot to give the coloring to the recipe. I have also used a very natural sugar, or not natural sugar, but a healthy sugar like jaggery to enhance or give the taste to the recipe. Not only that, today I am using a single pot for my cooking. So as you know, cooking is not only about making food, right? It's also about prepping and cleaning. And who wants to do all the cleaning work? I'm sure you guys must be having hard time cleaning at home. So today we are using only one single pot in which we have not only fried our ingredients but also using the same pot to actually make our final zarda. So as you see, let's see actually how our jaggery is doing here. Our jaggery is pretty much gone, man. See, it's already like nicely and uniformly coated on our zarda. Very good. Okay, perfect. So the jaggery is done. Now we're going to add some pineapples. Ooh, look at this. Like, I'm going to be very exciting. It's going to be an exciting moment for me to see all these pineapples on top of the zarda. Ooh, look at the color and the color contrast. That's the reason why I really love this recipe. This is so great. Like the orange color of the rice and the yellow color of the pineapples. Okay, to this we will add some more ingredients to make it look like a bride. So we're going to add some khoya. Okay, so a little bit of khoya. This is good enough. Okay, and we're going to like just quickly do like this. Perfect. Good to go. Just going to do this. Okay, to this we will add some nice looking cherries. Ooh, look at the color contrast. My God, the cherries give like a nice touch to this recipe. Oops, perfect. And then we will add some tutti frutti here. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So see how beautiful and how colorful this looks. My goodness, this is just mind-blowing. And then to this we will also add some cardamom powder, okay? Don't forget the cardamom powder. It gives like a nice touch to the recipe, okay? So the cardamom powder here. I'm just going to sprinkle some cardamom powder. You can sprinkle as much as you want, but don't sprinkle too much, don't sprinkle too less. You need to have a balanced one. But look at how beautifully this recipe is dressed like a bride. Like, look at the pineapples, look at the cherries, look at the khoya. And the reason why I've added all the ingredients together and now I'm mixing it just to prevent breaking of the rice, okay? We want to have our single grain rice here. So you see how beautiful this rice looks? Okay, just give it a nice stir like this. Okay, perfect. So you see how beautiful this rice looks. You can see the cherries, you can see the yellow pineapples, the beetroot colored rice. Guys, can you remember like we use beetroot and how beautiful this color comes? I initially thought that my rice will become violet color, but no, it's not. It doesn't become violet colored rice. It becomes like this beautiful zarda color. Such a healthy recipe. Looks delicious, looks great, and looks amazing. Now to this we will add the cover, and then we will keep it at a low to medium flame and let it simmer for 15 minutes. So guys, you see how easy it is to make this recipe. You see, we just started with the rice preparation, we did the pineapple preparation, I showed you how to cut the pineapples, and then I showed you how to do the nut preparation, and then how we combine all of this together to make this delicious recipe. Now today, again, as you know, we are on a strict timeline. We have to like expedite our process. I have to still show you some few more things. And so this recipe will take like at least 15 minutes to simmer. Let it simmer for some time. Make sure that all the juices of the pineapple, all the extra moisture that is present in the recipe goes inside the rice. Also, you can come in between and you can actually like give it a quick stir just to make sure that nothing is burning or anything like that. But you see, it takes only 15 minutes to just quickly simmer it, and then after that let it cool down. Once it cools down, the rice will set and the rice will look perfect. Sometimes also like you might really panic, like when you add sugar or when you add like jaggery to this recipe, you will start seeing like lot of water in the recipe and you will say like, oh my god, what did I do wrong here? But do not panic at all. That is just normal, okay? Once that entire thing is done, you can just let the rice cool down, and definitely after that, we are perfectly done, okay? So I'm not going to show you the simmering process now. We will just show you how the final product looks. So the final product looks like this. So you see how beautiful this is. Like I just quickly garnish this with some small cherries and then like the pineapples and whatnot here. So it looks just delicious. So guys, it's also important to make sure that we not only focus on just how the recipe looks or tastes, but also it's very important to do the final step, which is plating, okay? Plating is so critical. I cannot stress it enough. Like if you're eating at home, that's fine. But as you know, you also have kids at home, right? It's so difficult to make our kids eat at home. And the moment you actually plate it well, your kids will get so excited and they want to taste that recipe, okay? So I'm going to just quickly demonstrate some plating techniques. Again, I am not a professional chef at all. I just try to use my own creative thinking and own learning to impart like a nice texture and feel to the recipe. So today for plating, I'm actually going to use like very readily available molds, very simple molds like these. You can use star-shaped molds, you can use like circular molds. Also, today, just to enhance the flavor of the recipe, I'm going to use some gulab jamun in my plating. Also, I'm going to use some beetroot halwa. So, just to give you a quick background, beetroot halwa. Beetroot is like again very healthy ingredient. You can easily find this recipe online. Very easy to make. Very easy. Just grate the beetroot, fry it in the oil, and then like quickly add milk in it, add sugar in it, add nuts in it. Just give it time, and you will eventually get a great flavor of beetroot. So with that, we have our beetroot halwa already readily made. I'm going to use this beetroot in my final plating, as you will see in a little bit later section here. And then I'm also going to use some of the fruits like cantaloupes or kiwis. Just this makes like the recipe looks like more exciting to kids. Kids who do not like to eat fruits. With this, they can eat the zarda, and at the same time they can eat our fruits. Okay. So with that, let me show you how I plated the first plating. Give stars to it. Let me know which one did you like, the first one, the second one, third one. So the first one is this one here. So you see how beautiful this looks. I actually plated in the form of a star. So as you see, I cut the pineapples into like semicircle pieces, and I have used some gulab jamuns here to just quickly give a nice touch to the recipe. The gulab jamun and the zarda goes together very well. Okay, I'm using also some almonds here. So these almonds also, remember I told you how to soak the almonds and cut into small juliens. I have used some of these almonds to give this beautiful texture or beautiful flower like shape here. You see how beautiful it looks. Okay, and then pineapples. So this is how the first product looks. Okay, let me show you the second product. So this is my second plating technique. Let me know how you like this plating technique. I have used some kiwis and some cantaloupes here, and I have plated this zarda in the form of a heart shape. Okay, you see all the nuts here, all the pineapples here, and then you see how I've cut the kiwis into like leaf shape, and I have also created some spirals using the kiwi skin. Okay, see how beautiful this looks, right? Your kids will be really excited to like take this cantaloupe piece, take one kiwi piece, and also enjoy the delicious zarda along with it. And then the final plating is the volcanic eruption plating. I call this volcanic eruption. I don't know whether it makes sense or not, but you see how cool it is. Like you have a layer of zarda in the bottom, and you have a layer of the pineapple, or sorry, the beetroot halwa or the beetroot sweet in between. Okay, and then you have a third layer of again the zarda on the top. Okay, and I have just garnished it with some tutti fruttis on the side here. But guys, I completely forgot to taste this recipe. That is the most important and thrilling portion, isn't it? So I cannot really hold myself. The room here is filled with so much aroma. I cannot believe it. Like the pineapples, the ghee, and the rice, and the kevda essence. Oh my god, it's just so enthralling. I'm going to quickly eat this cherry. Okay, I'm going to cut this zarda into like small. So let me show you how this looks. Okay, so I'm going to cut it into small section here, and you can see the layer of beetroot halwa in the center and also the pineapple rice. Okay, so perfect. So now I'm going to actually eat this. I'm going to take a piece of pineapple, some beetroot halwa, some tutti frutti, and I'm going to eat it. This is just perfect. It's just heavenly. I'm telling you, the taste of the pineapples, the level of sugar, the softness of the rice, and the kevda essence on the top, and the most important thing, guys, the beetroot halwa. Oh my god, it just sticks in your mouth. Like, it's so good. It's so good. I just cannot enhance enough. The nuts on the top, the crunch of the nuts, the softness of the pineapples. Oh my god, just amazing. Well, guys, I want to actually end on a very positive note. I know, guys, we are going through a very challenging times. Very challenging times, right? Coronavirus, pandemic, elections, so many things going on right now. But I want to remind you, just like this zarda, okay, which is made up of some sweet ingredients, some sour ingredients, some like crunchy ingredients, some soft ingredients, some delicate ingredients. In the similar way, our life is also filled with lot of ups and downs, some good moments, some bad moments, some sweet moments, some sour moments. But just as this zarda becomes delicious with all these ingredients together, our life will become more valuable with all these problems that we are facing right now. So just stay positive, guys. I know you are just so energetic, so enthusiastic, so intelligent crowd out there, and we just need to stay patient. Patience is the most important thing. And in the meantime, make this zarda, enjoy with your family, enjoy with your friends, and bring lot of life and energy and happiness in this festive season which is coming up. I really thank Amul India for giving this platform for me. Thank you all for watching. You have been a great audience, and I will be really excited to see your comments. If anybody of you have any questions, you can post it now and I can quickly answer it. I don't know what is the time right now, but my friend Tanay is here and he's going to repeat this question for me.
So one of the question was, can we use canned pineapple juice?
Well, actually,
Canned pineapple pieces?
canned pineapple is good, but the taste of the fresh pineapple is always, you cannot beat it. But you can always use canned pineapple. Yep, definitely. If you don't want to cut the pineapples, definitely go ahead and use the canned pineapples.
The other question was, when do we put the cinnamon sticks? Because that was not shown.
Oh, you know what? I missed it. Good catch. You are a great audience. Spectacular. Perfect. Well, actually, Remember, like before putting the rice, I actually put the oil. So in that ghee, you add like little bit of cinnamon, little bit of cloves, and then to that you can add rice. But again, as I told you, it's not really needed. It's an optional ingredient. You can use it. If you don't use it, that's fine. It's going to taste equally the same. Any other questions?
That's about it.
Well, perfect, guys. Stay safe, stay sound, have a great life, and I look forward to see you in the next session. Bye bye.